Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Just a little bit of clearing. This is the C note. And I'm actually feeling it in my heart yesterday and today. Actually high heart. And it has to do with the masculine energy, because for the masculine I saw green today. The feminine was orange of the sacral chakra, but the masculine was green today, the heart. And maybe a little bit of this. I think that is B flat, but I'm not sure. I was just trying it really quick to see if I could get the note. So I think it's B flat. So a little bit of clearing. If you want to note where you felt the energy, that would be great below. For the Divine Masculine, I was just meditating to see what came up. And I saw, and actually just when I went to start the video, my sister called. And that was interesting because that definitely has to do with dynamics of the Divine Masculine. And when I meditated, I saw a feminine sitting in a chair, but I couldn't tell if it was the Divine Feminine twin or not. It could have been another feminine. But she was sitting just left of the middle and in a chair. And I just saw her looking back over her left shoulder because she would hear something. And the next thing I know, her in the chair, all of a sudden something comes bowling in behind her and you never see what it is. It's just like a rhinoceros, you know, coming, or a bull coming up behind her and just pushing her in the chair and whatever was behind her all off a cliff. And then I just saw the masculine, kind of like that energy of the ping pong ball going back and forth, playing both sides of the situation, but him just on the right side of the middle. And then I also saw him shaking hands with someone on the left side. So in the feminine's camp, him making a deal with somebody, but playing both sides at the same time. So that was very interesting. But the masculine is very much in the heart chakra today. Maybe trying to get out of the conflict by playing both sides, shaking hands or making peace with someone on the left side from the right, and also pushing a feminine or the Divine Feminine off the cliff, like chair and all. And it was like a plan, like the masculine was unaffected by this, right? So as we get into the read today, it is January 11th, and 11 is the justice energy of truth and balance, and it is also a 2 of the Divine Feminine, and the day adds up to 16, which is the Tower energy, or 7, which is also the calm before the storm, right? So the Tower comes in, it's like a warning that the storm is coming. So we have justice in the Tower, or just swift justice, right? Coming in quickly to sweep the slate clean. So that might have been what the message was about, sweeping the slate clean in order to start anew. So and this is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames. It is a general reading, so if something doesn't resonate with you, then it's not for you. Don't force it to fit. My kids went to see their dad down at the beach today, so some of you also may be going near water. And the SIRIAN STARSEED deck, which is the main deck for the read, was cut at 10:32 to 33 this morning. 32 is the 6 of Wands, and 33 the 7 of Wands, the journeyman, and that standing up for yourself, the Christ vibration, without reacting, right? Not backing down, but not fighting either. Walking away if it gets to that. Not getting triggered, and allowing yourself, if you do get triggered, to walk away and process that, to go within, to see where the wound originates, go back to your childhood, or just meditate, go out for a walk, work out, anything to ground yourself. Also, as I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck, it was very calm, like strangely still, like before the storm. So I was getting this twice, the calm before the storm. And my meditation just now also kind of confirmed that something's coming up, because whatever pushed that feminine, whether it was a Divine Feminine or another feminine, off the cliff, it was a Tower moment for sure. And it was like a bull in a china shop coming in, right? So divine timing coming in. So if you haven't taken your leap of faith, it's the Tower coming in to force your hand, whether it's the Divine Feminine or another feminine in your energy, the Divine Feminine, or in the Divine Masculine's energy. But it was on the left side. They were both right next to the middle. right? So that's like the veil. They're working right next to the veil. They're both at the glass ceiling, but working on opposite sides. But it looks like the masculine found a way to connect to the other side, but not directly to the feminine. It was like an indirect way to the other side. Very interesting. So the calm before the storm. And then when I placed on the Seven of Swords that came up, I placed the Six of Wands, the Knight of Wands reversed, and the Two of Pentacles. And as I put the Two of Pentacles down, it was over two people watching the downloads happening. So, and that Two of Pentacles is the juggling, the ping pong, like the masculine playing both sides. So at the same side, being with his family or his partner, whatever it is, also watching downloads perhaps. So this was kind of interesting. You can comment below on any of that. And also, please, if you like the content of the video, please share it with others. There's so many of my videos that had really relevant information to the Ascension that, you know, a lot of people don't have access to. So if you know people who might benefit from it, please do pass it on. So that was at 1053, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune and the 53 of the Knight of Swords, which is also the catapult, right? That sudden something coming in spontaneously. And then at 1055, which is the Ace of Swords, 55, and the Truth, Excalibur, the Hermit was coming in as bringing calm. So as soon as I put down the Hermit, for the masculine, it was very calming. It de-stresses him. And then when I saw the Five of Wands, which is reversed in this read, that stressed the masculine out. Okay. And that even could be losing something. So losing something stresses them out. Even if it's the end of the battle, it's still the loss, the failure that stresses the masculine out, right? Because they're supposed to win. So surrender is, that's why surrender is so difficult for them. And then the read was done at 11, right on the dot to 11:01. So here again, we have that reflection of the 10 and the 01 at play, the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician, or the two magicians at play. We have, for the major arcana, the only ones in the main part of the read were the Higher Self, which is like the High Priestess, and Reflection, which is the Hermit. Before the read, we had the Great Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, and Luna, which is the Moon. And then after the read, the cards that came up were the Star, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, and Chariot. So a lot of major arcana, but not necessarily all in the read. We just had Higher Self and Reflection in the read. So the High Priestess and the Hermit. And they actually start and end the read. Oh, very significant. And I'm not talking about the major cards. The Higher Self is the major card in the beginning of the read, the underlying energy, and the very last clarification card is the Hermit. So the Higher Self and Hermit are very significant here as the masculine and the feminine. We have 1 cup, 3 swords, 3 wands, and 2 pentacles. So the masculine's very heavy in the swords and wands. It has to do with being in his head, being logical, and also being busy, physically busy and passionate. We have the Queen of Swords in the read and the Queen of Pentacles after the read. And that was it for the court cards. So 2 queens. Okay, and here's that playing both sides of the fence. Then the numbers and the code line were all, and I'm losing my voice. The numbers in the code line were all about forgiveness, creativity, and perseverance. And we had 777s, and I was hitting the jackpot with the 777s, as well as double 5s were significant, which is the Ace of Swords, and then lesser so were double 2s and double 6s, which is the Fool and the Queen of Pentacles. All in the read today. The Fool was upright, the Queen of Pentacles was upright, and the Truth was upright. We also have the code line 18, which is the Moon, with the eclipse just having happened, and also the Moon bringing things to light, but also the subconscious coming up. And that came from 765, so that's also a sequence 765, coming back as opposed to going forward. And don't forget, energy works in loops. So for every time we go up in energy and vibration, we also come back to loop around to go up to the next level. So don't be discouraged when you fall back, because that's just the way the energy works, just like the retrogrades. It's normal. So we also had 23 of the King of Wands, and then 567. Oh, very interesting. So we had 765 and 567. One was from the code line, and the other one was from what numbers came up in the read. So they're totally separate from each other. So 567 and then 765. The 567 came up first, and then it was like going back again, 765. The triple sevens, the double fives. We have 1332, which is the death or transformation card, and 32, which is the journey, the Six of Wands, the good news, the success, the attention. 35, which is the wounded warrior or the Mary Magdalene energy, the Nine of Wands. 25 is the Knight of Wands. 56 is the Two of Swords. 67, the Knight of Pentacles. 57 is the Three of Swords, and 78, which is the dream family, that Eight of Pentacles, or excuse me, 10 of Pentacles. And then, of course, the Fool and the Queen of Pentacles, like I told you, the 22 and 66. So regarding forgiveness, creativity, and perseverance, the code line was all about the challenge, which is the Six of Flames, the journey, also getting attention and leading the way, leadership abilities, and just good news coming in. Why is that a challenge for you? Or is it? So the code line I was getting regarding this and forgiveness, creativity, and perseverance, to not give up, be creative, and forgive. The TV or the telepathic connection or the etheric connection, the toggling up and saying the feminine within the masculine, the chariot, right? The chariot is the masculine and the feminine together in ascension. The 7. And taking the high road, but also total hip replacement comes up here for someone. And then the journey, leading the way with good news, with the number 5 and E, which is, they're both 5s. So it has to do with change and freedom of expansion. But also the 5 plus 5 equals that new beginning, which is the perseverance to that new beginning, to the Wheel of Fortune. To the nth degree, the Elohim were coming up as the chakra system. The TV chakra system of the human is the Elohim, to the nth degree. Sophia grounds the changes for Adam with motherly energy. So the masculine needing mothering right now. As the divine feminine, the chariot, who holds the divine masculine, and vice versa. The masculine also taking the high road on their journey with the 5E, which references the Hierophant, and the E of Elohim, which both reference God or source energy. Okay, so also tying it says the divine feminine in the masculine is the chariot, and to take the high road in the chariot in reflection and on to deliver a message of good news through the journey of the human God, the Hierophant, to the etheric God, the Elohim, okay, in order to get to that new beginning. So then I was getting God and his, right, Elohim is E-L-O-Him. So God and his electric light, human embodiment of source, reflection of Christos Sophia and the unity consciousness, of course. And also then I was getting regarding the lesson being off course, the masculine's off course of the lesson. Then E-L-O, him, Elohim, is also the hymn or the music, and Brian's song was coming up, which was James Caan in that movie. And it was about Brian Piccolo, a Chicago Bears football player who had terminal cancer after turning pro in 1965. And it was told through Gail Sayers, his friend, who was played by Billy D. Williams. And this movie very much about their bond, their friendship on the field. You know, once they found out, and I'm getting a major connection, once he found out he had terminal cancer. And the book was actually Gail Sayers' autobiography, where they got the information from. That's called I Am Third. And there's your third energy, Gail Sayers, okay? Because it was about Brian Piccolo and his wife, and then Gail Sayers as that great friend who was there for him. So if you've never watched Brian's song, you might want to check it out. It's an old movie. And then to the nth degree, Elohim TV, which has to do with our etheric connection, says even the high road can be lined with 5E, or challenges turned into opportunity. When the temperature rises or is turned up, for the masculine to stream IV, divine feminine energy, to forgive, create, and persevere. 777 reference the jackpot, that it's Jack's escape from the box, the Jack in the Box, but also the House of Mirrors, or the maze was coming up here, and the movie The Shining, right? And so then we start the read. This is again for the Divine Masculine, but also the masculine within the feminine, and it is a general read, so if it doesn't fit, don't force it to fit. So we start out with the High Priestess here, the higher self, which is Pisces energy, and beneath it is the wheel, the great wheel or wheel of fortune upright, the tower upright, the 8 of wands upright, or excuse me, the 8 of wands was reversed, the 2 of cups upright, and then the moon or Luna upright, all beneath this High Priestess or higher self energy of Pisces. And I remember something about Chiron coming up around now. So I'm bringing it up because my Chiron's in Pisces, and I was just called to bring it up. So it might be around now where there's some kind of aspecting to Chiron that's important right now. So with this higher self energy, starting out the underlying energy, the secret, the intuitive abilities of the masculine, and keeping to himself after the destiny of the tower of explosions, eruptions, shock, epiphany, and him not expressing feelings or energetic exchange, holding back the arrows of love of the 2 of cups bond, that deep connection at night or at the full moon eclipse. Hanging out, being wise to see new perspectives, the Hierophant reversed falls away to the patient angel, taking one step at a time and going with the flow, a higher love, a higher road. And this was at 1146, Justice and the 2 children in the garden, and in this deck hugging each other. But the 6 of Cups was reversed in this read. So we have Capricorn, Taurus reversed, and Sagittarius. Only Taurus was reversed here. Hanging out in limbo, in a divorce, a break in contract, or spiritually outside the box, and transformed to the angelic higher love. From wise to alternative, to a higher love, the angelic realms. Sovereign, home, or in union, and the Divine Masculine is purifying. The Divine Feminine shining confidence and celebrating the home and family. So again, the feminine came up in sacral energy, and the masculine came up in heart energy. And I was seeing the lower heart, but I was feeling the higher heart as well with the tone coming in. That the pain is all behind, leaving a negative past behind, the Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short, or holding back passions, or unable to get around like you used to, Divine Masculine. The 10 of Cups reversed, with family or emotional cycle just done and over. The 4 of Pentacles upright, the World upright, and the 4 of Wands upright is right with the world at the moment. That calm before the storm, holding on loosely, saving and grounding, the completion of the cycle, the sealed Divine Feminine, or traveling at home or in union. Again, that 6 of the pattern of this, the 6 of Cups reversed with the Knight of Wands reversed and the 10 of Cups reversed, all the negative stuff that needs to go away, which is out now. It's out now to be put out in the trash, basically. And then the 4 of Pentacles upright, the World upright with the 4 of Wands upright, right? Built to last. The gold coin floating above the Divine Feminine's head, with Michael and Thoth in consult between them, and the infinity sign, the union dance, and the unity consciousness that the Divine Feminine is all set. And I was getting this picture between the cards. And I'll show you the pictures I was getting. So these are right where the pictures are, this here, and then over here as well. I was getting that the 3 cards. I'm going to show you the 3 cards too. All right, so the 3 cards that I was seeing this in, and I want to put it just like I was seeing it for you guys. All right, so the 3 cards together were like this, right? So you have the union energies, the Divine Feminine, right? The sealed Divine Feminine in the world, all wrapped up with the 8, the infinity, and then the Christ consciousness, or the gold coin above her head, okay? But you see the pattern of this looks kind of like an ice cream cone too. You have the 1111 here, but then you have the cover here, like a home. And then you have the Christ consciousness above, but you also have the infinity above the head, and you have Michael and Thoth there, okay? So some of the things I was getting from that, and please comment below too if you see other things than this, because it'll be relevant. The way I drew the first one looked like a trampoline out back, right? With somebody jumping on it and two people around the sides, like Michael and Thoth around the sides of the trampoline, and then two little people, or maybe just the ants that live in the grass in the front, you know, in their happy home. While here in this other bigger universe is this big trampoline that's happening with someone jumping on it. So it looked like a trampoline, but also in the smaller, thinner versions looked like R2-D2 and then a baby bottle for me, but also an ice cream cone in a sense. The natural gate at the entrance to the home, or in other words, the boundaries, like a sukkah was coming up. So instead of something unnatural, which metal is fine, but a natural gate, like a sukkah was coming up. A gate to the etheric realm then also up to the collective consciousness or the Christ consciousness through the sealed divine feminine. So she is the vehicle for which that happens. The divine feminine and the divine masculine and the divine feminine gates. The mouth and the vaginal portals to creation. The truth of the mouth, the truth and the love out of the mouth of the masculine, and the truth and the love through the portal of the divine feminine to the higher realms, the higher love, the creation of life. The stubborn bull and the egotistical Leo can't get in. Then there are natural boundaries of unity consciousness, and you need to resonate. So eating resin was coming up here as well as resonating, that you need to resonate. You need to sit on it a while, stew or linger, or place something in resin, right, which helps it be preserved or last. And resin is a sticky, flammable substance, insoluble in water and exuded by fir or pine trees, but also other plants. And you can check that out online too, because something that came up for me was a resin that's really supposed to be like, you know, super healthy that you dissolve in coffee. And it was called SHILAJIT resin benefits. So you can check that out if you'd like to. You have a ton of abundance just beneath your feet. The earth is worth its weight in gold with the natural properties. See what you find in your own backyard. The earth is your strong foundation. The Six of Cups is reversed with depression or bad memories from childhood, and the past exposed to all can now cause more depression or frustration, because depression is only seeing the sun that is closest in proximity and not paying attention to all the other stars in the sky, right? So the sun looks yellow because it's really close to us, but the stars look white because they're far away. They seem pure at a distance, but they get more yellow as you get closer in view. Remember that it's all in the perspective. Nobody is perfect. That yellow is confidence in shining your light. What makes you different from all the other stars in the sky? The sun by day and the stars by night can only be seen when the sun gets out of the way, hogging all the attention. And that was at 12:23, which is the hangman and the 23 of the King of Wands, right? So very much the man of passion and the Christ vibration of the crucifixion. And then we turn the page, is 12:24 of the hangman and the Queen of Wands. There is space for all light to shine and be seen. Allow your inner playful child to shine. Stop patching up what doesn't work. Allow the leaks to do their work. Allow the tears to fall. Play sports to release tension, or just scream alone into a pillow or out to the other planets. Forgiving and learning comes up here as the underlying energy, and attraction was beneath that, right? So there is attraction. So when you feel sexual frustration because of attraction, you need an outlet for that, and you also need to then forgive and learn, not only others, but yourself. The Two of Cups is the twins out in the open, present to romantic tie with flame in the fall, hanging out on a limb far from the tree trunk, allowing the feet, toes, my toes, cross keys to breathe, cross breeze. X marks the spot where to cut the branch off, right? So what limbs of your family don't resonate with you? The King of Cups, keeping others quiet, putting truth aside and letting sleeping dogs lie. The King of Cups professing to be love with natural dessert in hand, but meanwhile he's holding a hostage and threatening or telling others not to talk about it. Doesn't want to be at cross purposes with the family tree, who may see the divine feminine as a witch or a whore who leaves food on the floor, or the King of Cups is trying to shut up gossips lying about the divine feminine and or him. So happy ending comes up, and beneath that was karmic completion. And mind you, this karmic completion may seem like a happy ending because the karmic may be putting on a front. So the masculine needs to be aware of this, because she may be pretending to be happy so that she can then get in there when she needs to. Present to the enemy holding their tongue or lashing out behind his back with the karmic completion may seem like a happy ending, but partner or ex may be pretending again so that all looks perfect and nothing's wrong. The past devil, addictions, or codependencies at work aligning with desires late into the night, at work to choose a new path. Capricorn on fire, about to break that wishbone. The Page of Swords reversed, negative talk to self or others, immature communication, being mean, spying, or just the silent treatment. Stuck without peace of mind, out in the cold, in exile, abandoned, rejected, or constant medical visits. The frog giving up on getting through the glass, or the grass ceiling. Glass said in Chinese is grass ceiling. But there's a reason for the grass too, because people who are getting high need to realize they're stuck because pot is really only good for getting them to the 4D and not beyond. The matrix gets more complicated after that. The frog is waiting to become a prince, but lost his boat, or his boat is not a yacht, and he's got no peace of mind. Unable to pay for a room at the inn. Conflicting energies, plaids on stripes, too many candy colors, doesn't know which one is right. Liars making things sweet and tempting, candy stripers, or a stripper named Candy, or a child with candy addiction and their teeth are falling out, or cavities, or checking in. He's checking in all his own clients because employees have left the building. In exile with the high priestess or higher self, or high priestess or higher self in exile, with secrets and psychic abilities of home and or union, frustrated and trying to keep the secret, putting the truth aside for a second to be very clear. So someone's going to be told. So 1249 comes up, which is the Hangman and the Nine of Cups, right? The Get Your Wish card. And then we turn the pages, 1250 of the Hangman and the Ten of Cups, which was reversed in this. The Nine of Cups was upright, but the 10 was reversed. So that has to do with a definite ending of a family or emotional cycle here. A happy ending being present to the gold coin, the unity consciousness, or two left out in the cold together, the divine masculine and his higher self in union, frustrated, forgiving and learning, and keeping their mouths shut. In the recent past is the Three of Cups reversed, a negative group with no joy, indulging addictions, bad influences, and the party is over. After due passion offered from prisoner or hostage, the Page of Cups is reversed, feeling rejected, crybaby, or crying like a baby, vulnerable, shy, or spoiled and used to getting their own way. Happy with self or arrogant, or divine masculine has 9 cups, and the only one he still needs refuses to indulge him. With sudden event or epiphany, no option with divine timing and destiny of the 10 of Pentacles family or business or his dream family of dark night now approaching. So that could be him. Could be just a Scorpio coming in as well. Death, transition, transformation, and allowing the changes or end to life of privilege and pride and arrogance. No more getting your own way just because others are willing to give it, and you willingly taking from others but unwilling to give, or vice versa. The imbalance being corrected now, transforming from dark night to journeyman, crossing the bridge from riches to rags or rags to riches, no more baby of the family being bottle fed. The foundation here is the Queen of Swords reversed, meeting face to face to end conflict and end family and or emotional cycle, with the King of Swords reversed, falling from grace or lacking faith, or the King of Swords reversed pushed the Fool off the cliff, which just came up in my, I didn't realize this, came up in my meditation right before the video. Falling from grace or lacking faith, or the King of Swords reversed pushed the Fool off the cliff, right? Pushed them to their emotional limits. That could be as well. Watch out down below. A losing battle. To fight that now. The central energy is the Seven of Swords reversed. Coming clean or getting clean. On the journey, he fell off his horse, but now back with new patterns and balance. 2 watching downloads and now playing with them to get clean and healthy. Grieving lovers challenged by attention of the journey. Good news and success. Leading but heartbroken, separation, and carrying a large burden, the weight of the world, Atlas, or hard labor. Happy working hard and reaping the rewards, but the devil nearby waving, or Capricorn judging or announcing a call to action. Addictions wave at the Divine Masculine to remind him to wake up and smell the coffee, to allow his crown to blow. And then Dinah, blow your horn was coming up. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. So whistle while you work was also coming up, that man is always hungry for food and sex, that they need a break with food and some release. The horny devil may pay for BJs every day at lunchtime. An arrogant man who works hard all day expects something in return, just like many men on a date. They expect energy exchange for their money. Whatever their addiction is, even just epiphanies, the point is to make your addiction something that's healthy to all involved. If you manipulate or force sex, then you receive their negative energy in return, or their bad wishes, which is literally negative intent. So that affects you. So 117 is the Magician, and 17 is the Star. As we turn the page, it's now 118 with the Magician and the Moon. Not just man to woman, but women to man as well. Coming clean about the journey is the challenge here, with the Queen of Swords reversed, very hurt, and the Page of Pentacles with 1 gold coin, so not having a lot, holding it back for the Knight of Cups in order to offer love to the Emperor reversed, or in grieving their loss. Death be not proud for war widow unable to recover from lost love. The Dark Knight shocks or gets shock treatment, or surprised or surprises with the harsh truth of no reunion with the Emperor reversed, or giving love to a man who's out of control, abusing his power, and associated with negative group or groups, or bad element, sex and addictions. Loss of hope and depression, while appearing happy, feeling unworthy of the twin flame path, or no options but dark night and separation, riding into the sun. The student, or opportunity to learn, an invitation to learn about lack consciousness, the Empress reversed, and the Moon, the subconscious, the dark night, and the balancing of both. The fall of the mother and the rise of the sun, her sunshine and his cross to bear, day and night, night and day. Now is the Hermit, the Virgo, coming clean about negative, immature, or no communication, with the Page of Cups reversed. Right, here's the 2 pages. We have the Page of, who's right over that? Yeah, the Page of Swords reversed was right over the Page of Cups reversed. The Queen of Pentacles in justice with the King of Pentacles, so the King and Queen of Pentacles with injustice between them, both out in the cold, not expressing their passions, holding back for a surprise perhaps. The King of Pentacles before was reversed and grieving as a wounded warrior, refusing to surrender. But now the King and Queen of Pentacles both upright, possibly both Libra and Virgo and Scorpio energies. The Hermit with bow, but no arrow, holding back broken heart and separation, and the harsh truth of third party, and perhaps because of a third party jealous rage, brought to light, or bringing to light, rejection, vulnerability, shyness, crying like a baby in separation, now that the worst is over. The karmic may be pretending all is happy, ending, and then afterwards exploding in jealous rage, or vice versa, about third party and the Emperor reversed. Him having received love offer, and the nightmare of depression of Sagittarius female drinker or potion maker with attitude and no options, getting wish from dark night, depressed and exposing all to the light, the dark night then caring for this person, sharing the nightmare of the truth of the female drinker with attitude, pretending to be patient after getting the truth about the 5D connection. Defenseless to energies and attacks, or the dark night being ganged up on by the Queen of Wands reversed. Depression exposed to the Chariot, Queen of Pentacles, or that could be a Cancer as well. Soon is the Seven of Wands for the masculine. Defenseless to drama of the 6 flames of the journey, announcements, or wake-up call to action, to sudden events, explosions, eruptions, epiphanies, with the top, crown, or cover blown, and the King of Wands reversed while holding on loosely, grounding and saving the sealed divine feminine, or a completion of the cycle. And the Knight of Pentacles now offering help, services, or a proposal to the place of co-creation. The Queen of Cups reversed is holding her tongue, or she could be over emotional, manipulative, and or lashing out at night to the King of Wands reversed. And that was at 147, the Magician and the Seven of Cups, the synchronicities. The Divine Masculine sees himself as the Seven of Pentacles, which is in this deck the Divine Feminine's heart, the E-Tower. Rapunzel's Tower. Not expressing passions or feelings with lover, but seeing synchronicities and feeling insecure, possibly a little bit manipulative, needing tools from the Divine Feminine. Reconciliation, past life relationship, and release your ex all come up. It is time to clear your energy. Around the Divine Masculine, or how you are seen, is the Two of Swords floating in your knowing, and the King of Cups finding peace away from negative group or influences, or a trip to the water to find peace, or shipping off kids back to their mother away from third party, and clearing blocks of the Five of Pentacles reversed, recovering from exile, brokenness, or hospitals and work, alone to find the light again. Perseverance, creativity, and forgiveness are the cards that came up from the number deck for the Divine Masculine. Done flirting or fighting for make-up sex, the Hermit missing their flame while seeing other couples together. Conflict over with the eclipse, a loss of hope in getting wish, exposed, and full energy of the sun. The Page of Pentacles is a good student, and the Empress is in lack or is ill at night. After carrying heavy weight, which heavy weight is Metatron, after carrying the heavy weight of burdens and keeping to self and suffering in silence or stressed out, the conflict is over, depression exposed, or loss of stardom, exposing a breakdown, a breakup, a breakthrough, or cancer, and the Queen of Pentacles. Recovering from exile, destitution, or illness, the Queen of Pentacles upright, and the Queen of Wands is reversed and defenseless. The Chariot is broken, the Divine Feminine's ride, with the Six of Cups reversed, negative past, difficult kids, or the twin past now returning for one big hug. Full energy this time. The Pisces High Priestess and Empress reversed Taurus, and Queen of Cups reversed, working through difficult, uncomfortable feelings of justice, divorce, or Libra, starting over in love. Dumping a Leo reversed, or ego out of control or overwhelmed in ego death. The Taurus Empress reversed, one or the other, dumping on the Justice or Libra, who's out of control with Leo or ego, and the Hermit on top, shedding light on it all. Or the Emperor reversed, his ex with 2 kids, one like the father and one like the mother, the one like the father being intuitive and the other very emotional and manipulative like the mother. A Judge, Justice, or Libra starting over, not settling, and pushed to their emotional limits in ego death, with Hermit shedding light, or Virgo, or an old wise man, or professional doctor or pharmacist. The High Priestess, or higher self, Queen of Swords reversed, the Divine Feminine's heart, reaping their knowing and floating on air, the third party, or indulging in coming clear, getting clean, and challenged by the journey, the attention, the leading the way, and the defenselessness to the energies, and recovering from exile. The Hermit with light, shedding light on the losing battle with depression, loss of hope, and needy for attention, exposure, and broken or just no car of the masculine. The breakdown with the Queen of Pentacles and kids or twin, Pisces upright, Taurus reversed, Cancer reversed, with Libra upright, Leo reversed, and Virgo upright on top. The High Priestess or higher self, third party, or just no joy, in exile or at home. The Queen of Swords reversed, depressed, coming clean or getting clean, alone or with Hermit with light, and challenged by the journey and getting attention. The Divine Feminine's heart reaping rewards, defenseless to energies and attacks, but no longer caring, because she knows that fighting is a losing battle. In knowing and recovering from exile, left out, and conflict is over now, with depression, exposure, breakdown of the Queen of Pentacles and kids, or of the twin returning. And that's at 2:15, which is the High Priestess and the Devil, which can very much be the energy between the masculine and feminine today. Okay, so that's where we end, with the sexual energy really coming out from the masculine, and then the high priestess, the higher self of the feminine. So we also have the masculine, they, either can be the higher self, the high priestess, but we also have the hermit very much coming up here. And the devil energy today. Both upright though. If it's Capricorn and Virgo energies. The Taurus is reversed, the Hierophant. Okay. So I'm going to pull you some oracle cards before I show you the cards. So let's see what we have here. We'll start with the animal deck. So again, today is January 11, 2020. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? I'm going to give another little tap to the bowl. Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and filling that empty space with only beautiful organic love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Transmute, transform, transcend, and clear, and fill. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, take a deep breath, you guys. Take a deep breath in of love, healing, light, whatever light you lights your body, and then let it all out, healing everything in your body and your auric layer before it diffuses out into the ground, into the earth, to be transmuted, all those negative energies. So breathing in all the clarifying and purifying energies, and breathing out any toxins or negative energies in your body after it goes through everything. Take another deep breath. Okay, that came right up. All right, so from the animal tarot is the Ten of Summer, and it says prairie dog. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or a chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy, balanced children. Okay? So that's emotional fulfillment. That's that 10 of Cups. But in the read, it was reversed. That this cycle was ended. So it might have ended on a positive note, though. It may have been agree to disagree and part. But I'm either getting an emotional cycle or a family cycle that was ended in the read today. Okay? Which may still leave the family intact as a very loving and fulfilling or happy family, or children now happy as well. It's a very cute picture with a nice little rainbow above. And there's 4 little guys there, so it might regard extended family now too, with 2 and then 4 children. So then we have the wheel, which is the reindeer, the caribou. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Okay, so we talked about the branches of the tree today, and how far out from the tree should you go, like what resonates with you and what doesn't. And just because they're far out in the tree, does it really mean that you shouldn't resonate with them, right? Because the main part of the tree may not agree with the ones out here. Okay, what resonates for you? And here's the fruit that fell from the tree, the ones in exile. that aren't accepted by the main family. But why should that matter? So you find a new family. If they can't love you as you are, why would you want them in your life anyway? Why should you have to be a fake person to get love? So the bottom of the deck is the World, which is 21, completion. The Shetland Sheepdog. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. Okay, so that's the underlying energy. And that's very much of that Caesar energy too, again, of the Emperor. And the Emperor in this deck, which one is it? The Emperor in the Gilded Tower really is very American, red, white, and blue with gold. And it reminds me of that. But this card also has butterflies in the crown. And it's very Roman, like, you know, because that's very Greco-Roman. The pillar in the presentation. Look, he's got a little 8 there below on his collar. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so he's got a little 8 there. And this is like that drawing I showed you, where his face would be the gold coin above the infinity symbol. Heads above the rest. Okay, so we have the dog, we have the prairie dog, so 2 types of dogs, and then the wheel with the caribou. And that has to do with the wagon train, so the train came up, right? The invention of the wheel. And that has to do with the astrological wheel too. And the outliers of the fruit outside the tree. And where do they go? Right? And look how it's like referencing, it's like referencing the little pups here as the fruit outside the tree. Right? They're no longer attached. They have the choice whether they want to be part of this or be something else. It's their choice. They don't own them. As soon as they come out, even though they need protection when they're little, they are free to choose their own journey. And that is the wheel. And you see, sometimes not only does the fruit go away from the tree, but sometimes the butterfly likes this family better than theirs. So the butterfly's there. So it's saying, you know, to each his own. Allow everyone their own happiness. All right. So we have Metatron here. Let's see what Metatron has to say for us today. Take a deep breath. Metatron. That didn't want to go back in. I'm going to shuffle again, but I want to show it to you. Beacon, shine on. 44, mastering, grounding, and integrating. And there's all the waves hitting up against. This is like that, what I saw in my vision, you know, the divine feminine energy being pushed off the cliff. It was a necessary evil, right, in order to allow the crown to break wide open. And this wants to come there. I guess they are the right cards for sure. This is communication, speak up and be heard. And here's that message in a bottle at the seashore, which I was just talking about. Some of you may be going by the water, as my kids did today. And here's the shell saying, listen, listen, right? Open your ears. It's not always about communication of speaking. It's more important to understand listening, and when you communicate, speak up and be heard. All right, the message in the bottle. And they're very similar colors. Actually, all 3 of these are. Okay, so the third card is transformation, light and dark. And they came out like this. They're very similar colors. Okay, these 3 across. To shine your light very blatantly out in the open. Or if that doesn't work, send a message in a bottle. Allow the transformation of light and dark. And use both to transform yourself. That's 31. So we had 44. 5 is the Hierophant, or just change, freedom, expansion. And then 31 is that expansion, that transformation. To play with different ways of communicating. To be that beacon of light and shine on. Keep on persevering. Keep on keeping on. All right, so that's the message there. And the underlying energy from Metatron's deck is ancestors, appreciation, and healing. So while expanding at the same time, which is the present moment, right, going forward and back at the same time, have gratitude for all of those who have gone before you, which becomes who you actually are. So have gratitude and appreciation for everything that came before while expanding forward in order to collapse it into 0 point. All right. We're going to do the nature deck next, Nature's Whispers. Take another deep breath. Again, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And we're clearing all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And filling that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. All right. So what is our next message? What was the point of this read today? Okay. One or two cards? It's 2 cards. There's 2 cards here, but they're sticking. All right. So we have Keep Your Dreams Alive. Number 25, which is that Knight of Wands, that passionate movement, rushing in to sweep you off your feet. And You Are Worth It, 23, which is the King of Wands. There's a lot of passion here. The King and the Knight of Wands. You are worth it. Allow someone else to do that for you. Keep your dreams alive. And she's blowing a kiss. And by blowing a kiss, she exposes the rock beneath the surface. By allowing all of the flowers to help and the birds to help, even though they're not her same species, right? We have the planets out here. We have the cyclone of energy. We have the turbulent seas. This is the calm before the storm. Everything's getting rustled up here, okay, in this card. Even above, circles forming up above, okay? And we have cyclone energy here, okay? This is the calm before the storm when all of the animals start doing weird things. And then You Are Worth It. 23 is the King of Wands. The colors here are very peaceful. So notice the differences in nature to give you signals about what's happening. Okay, we have a lot of candles here celebrating. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's seven flames there. And the ship coming in. And the ship's coming in, but there is also a boat here in case you need to meet them if they can't come all the way into shore. So there again, the beach is coming up. So the beach is coming up a lot for people today. Yeah, and also the lotus opening. You know, this is so much about that energy of the lotus or the crown opening up. And look, right after the lotus or crown opens up, out of nowhere, out of this big cloud, comes the ship sailing in. Finally, it's here. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting. And then the underlying energy is make a decision, 11, which is justice, truth, and balance. There's a lot of passion behind that with the cards that came out. Make a decision about what you want so that you can bring these 2 cards in, right? The passion that you desire. This make a decision card is really about exposing all of you. You know, she's lifting her arm. She's even showing her armpit, right? Showing her wings and her colors. This is very tribal energies in here. Her markings from past lives. Okay, this is more tribal energy here, and there's very jungle energy here with the tigers and the other animals. And very tall falls. And down here is the desert. So the camel in the desert is there with the pyramids. So it's all of the levels, all of the dimensions of your life. From the jungles and the falls to the tribes of your ancestors, to the green that you are. And you realize that half of her body is made up from all of this. And the other half is she's here shining to all, which also comes from Atlantis and the pyramids here. Very interesting. I'm getting, you know, Isis and Cleopatra type energies from her. And that's the underlying energy. So the final deck we'll do is the energy deck, the energy oracle cards. One last card is 5541, which is the Ace of Cups and the Truth, the Ace of Swords. So two aces in your favor of love and truth as we come into 5555. All right, what is the energy card that we need? Well, that came right out, 45, and that's the man holding a heart. 45 is that 5 of Cups, grieving, not letting go of the old in order to go to the new. Being present to the old and the new, but coming out of your emotions, letting go of the loss and regret, the guilt and shame, the wounds, in order to rise above it, is the man holding the heart. And also 45 is a 9, which has to do with endings and having compassion. Okay, so he's sad. He's holding a heart and he's sad. So two cards kind of want to be shown right after that, but I want to show you the underlying energy first because it's the broken heart. All right, so 2 hearts and the broken heart and the man holding the heart, his heart broken, and that's another 9. All right, so this is 45, 9. That's how you would write 45. Man holding the broken heart. And then these 2 cards want to come up after that, which is walking away, which is the Ace of Wands, right? Inspired, the feminine inspired to walk away and do her own thing, right? All these beautiful, bright spring colors. And here's the gate, walking through the gate, right? The feminine going through that gate to the etheric realms. And she can't wait. She has to go because you have to come too. And then we have the first chakra of the root, and Archangel Michael, who actually is watching over the divine feminine. You see the colors match. And this is 35 of the Mary Magdalene energy, the wounded warrior. And here again is that heart energy. And there's the sword that she takes out of this, he takes out of the stone, which is the Queen of Swords, right? Whose body became stone after she was wounded from the very first wound of the divine masculine. She became stone, the Queen of Swords. And it's not until he removes that final sword that she becomes the real girl again. Okay, so he's removed that sword so she could go and be happy while he is healing his broken heart. But it's interesting because this is Archangel Michael who's actually watching over the feminine. The masculine is Metatron. So he's saying that I don't need to be watched over. I got it now. I'm healing my own heart. And then she is free to walk away so she can be happy. And the masculine knows it's okay because he knows that Archangel Michael is watching over them. So he doesn't have to worry. Very interesting. Okay, that's all of them for you guys today. Oh, I'll do a Kipper card real quick for you too. Okay, that came right out. There you go, change. Change is on the horizon. I wonder what it could be about. Okay. And there's the empty room that needs to be filled. Okay. Beneath the courtship is the message. All right, so there's a message. Somebody's been in despair. There's the man holding the heart. And there's that seal of the kiss that's open now, the message of courtship. A really beautiful message there, actually. Drink your water, get your rest, get your joy. I got to show you your cards before I go. I would forget to do that for you. Okay, you have the higher self as the underlying energy, the 3 of Cups. We just hit 10001. And then the foundation is the Sage of Orbs. That's that Queen of Swords. She was reversed in this read. So was the masculine, the King of Swords. Seven of Orbs or Swords is the middle of the read, challenged by the Six of Flames or Wands. The underlying energies, the crowning energy, the Hermit. And then scrolling across that 4D bridge to what's coming up is the Seven of Flames, which was also reversed, defenseless to those energies of rising above. The masculine sees himself as the Seven of Crystals, the E-Tower, the Divine Feminine's heart. And around him is the Two of Orbs or Swords. And the blocks he needs to clear has to do with the Five of Crystals reversed, recovering from whatever you're destitute of. It doesn't have to be finances. And then we end up with the Five of Flames, which is reversed. And look at the colors of the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat for the masculine. The Five of Flames is reversed. And then we have the Star card after that. And the Sun was above that. The Star is reversed. The Sun was upright. And then the Chariot, which is reversed. And then the Queen of Pentacles upright, along with the Six of Cups that was reversed. And then ending up with the Hermit on top. Okay? And the supposed happy ending was the underlying energy. All right, rise and be loved.